Imagine, if you will, a time traveler. Let's call him Joe. Joe's found himself suddenly transported back to the 18th century in the middle of the American Revolutionary War. Trying to fit in, he pulls out his smartphone to check the time. The locals, seeing the mysterious glowing device, immediately accuse him of witchcraft. Who knew that a simple time check could land you in such hot water? Joe quickly learns to adapt, trading his smartphone for a pocket watch and his modern slang for these and thous. Still, the past has its challenges. Like that time he tried to order an Uber carriage to escape the British Redcoats. Needless to say, that didn't quite pan out. Next, Joe finds himself in the roaring 20s. He's at a speakeasy, and being a fan of craft beers, he asks for an IPA. The bartender and patrons look at him as though he's just sprouted a second head. Joe quickly learns that prohibition means no craft beer, and he settles for bathtub gin instead. Then, in the 50s, he naively asks a soda jerk for a frappuccino. The poor guy spends half an hour trying to whip up a milkshake with coffee and ice. It's a far cry from the whipped, frothy delight Joe's used to. But hey, at least the guy gave it a shot. In the 80s, he forgets himself and asks a record store clerk if they have any MP3s. The clerk stares blankly at him before offering him a cassette tape. Joe takes it, realizing that sometimes you just have to roll with the punches. As Joe moves through the ages, he's constantly reminded of how much he takes for granted in his own time. He's also learning valuable lessons about adaptability, resilience, and the importance of understanding the context of the times. Joe's time-traveling adventures give him a new appreciation for his own time, with its conveniences and advanced technology. But he also learns to value the simplicity of the past, the slower pace, and the ingenuity born of necessity. In the end, Joe returns to his own time, a little wiser, a little more appreciative, and with a whole lot of hilarious stories to tell. He's learned that every era has its own charm, its own struggles, and its own unique flavor. And while the past may not always understand him, he's learned to understand and appreciate the past. Well, if you've ever wondered how your knowledge of modern technology would fare in the past, buckle up for a journey through the ages. Despite the misunderstandings, Joe is fascinated by the past. He sees how far we've come, how much we've achieved, and yet how some things never really change. He marvels at the resilience of the human spirit, the constant drive to innovate, and the timeless value of a good laugh. So next time you're wishing for a time machine, remember Joe's adventures, because sometimes fitting in with the past can be a whole lot trickier than you'd think.